Hello, everybody, and a warm welcome to the NFT Show. Freestyle Friday with
Yeah,
Philip and
baby.
Cade.
Let's go. Let's
Hey,
go.
let's fucking go. So, Cade, if anyone doesn't know JOYAGE Kingdom, go follow him. Incredible YouTuber and someone that I respect hugely. But the big news I really want to talk about is what the fuck is going on with Ethereum. What is
Oh my
happening?
god.
So if we,
Oh
yeah,
my
man, if
god.
we,
Wow.
yeah,
I'm looking at my phone right
it's
now. Jesus Christ.
it's carnage. It's
Oof.
absolute carnage. Down 6% today alone. Bitcoin sitting at 29,000, down 3.5%. And I think it's very important to understand what's going on here. And I want to dive straight into it, Kate, if you don't mind.
Mhm.
So if you have a look here, this is the US stock market today, and all the red in different shades of red is what is down. And if you have a look here, Microsoft down 3.5%, Google down 2.5%, Apple down 3%, Nvidia, down 5%. Everything pretty much. Amazon down another 5%, Berkshire down 2%, JP Morgan down 4%, and so on. So what happened today? So inflation numbers came out in the States, and everyone was expecting them to be better than last month's 8.3%, and they actually ended up being worse. They were 8.6% inflation month on month. Now, I think it's important to know that this is the worst inflation number that has been seen in 40 years. And that is why we are seeing the crash that we're seeing here on the stock exchange, as well as obviously in turn the crypto crash that we're seeing today alone, on top of already a very bad turn. And what's going to happen here as a result of this is it's actually forcing the Fed's hand that they are going to have to hike those interest rates by 0.75, either June or July. Whereas everyone was hoping for zero point 0.5 again, maybe 0.25. Today's numbers have solidified that either June or July, it's going to be hiked 0.75. So it's not good. We're in for absolute pain, like a couple of months to years. No, really, this is going to cause more of the housing market to capitulate. It's just absolutely crazy. And that is why we are seeing what we're seeing today on the Ethereum and entire crypto market. Everything is down. So, what do you
Yeah.
think about that, Cade?
Honestly, there's obviously big differences between this little whatever you want to call this and like 2021 when the market crashed overnight. For people who weren't here last year, that was probably one of the scary, well, not scary, I guess, in the moment, because I thought it was a flash crash that we're going to go right back up. But that moment when I woke up and it was 8 in the morning and I was like, wow, we just crashed like 70% in 12 hours. What just happened? Like literally last night, my portfolio was worth so much more, and it was scary. And during that time, during a bear market sentiment, when everyone's panicking, everything's red, there's bad news after bad news after bad news. It's really easy to hear something like what Phil was talking about and say, oh, well, I guess like we're all fucked forever. Like it's done. We're not never coming back from this. But in reality, there's always opportunities to make money. But also, um, we've never in the history of crypto or NFTs or anything along the source of Web3 have had anything close to mass adoption. And right now, we're seeing huge companies coming in every single day, and we're seeing more and more people, I guess, having conversations that aren't like this is a scam. And it's just a very different atmosphere now. People actually know what it is when they hear Bitcoin. They don't think scam, or I mean, they probably do think it. They don't think like underground Silk Road, buying mushrooms and drugs on the internet. Like that's not really what people think of Bitcoin anymore. They just think, oh, that's that coin thing that people buy and make money or something. And so I think in that sense, the perspective shift is really, really important, and it's a bit undervalued because there's not a monetary and there's not a numerical value to put on it. I just think that is important, and I think that if we go down more and then in 4 months we're like super low and then we like pump back up to like where we're at now, everyone's gonna be like, oh, it's so great, we're pumping, we're up 25% kind of thing. But we're gonna be like, realistically, it's gonna be lower. I just think it's more important to just keep the long term out. If you can't afford to be invested in the market to hold for a long ass time, I would say to stay out unless you've got that money good to go. You're good. You don't need it. But for me, like I'm not really into the market right now. I've got some in the market, but not too much. I'm not really like dollar cost my way in right now, just because I have no idea. Like I don't know if I want to dollar cost my way in now. If we're gonna go down, I'm just not in that position right now. I just moved. There's a bunch of things I'm paying for right now. We have NFT NYC coming up. I have NFT Seattle coming up, and I've started to kind of shift my focus from investing in assets and more investing in myself and doing things for my own business. Launching my own TikTok ads, stuff like that. So it just depends on where you're at in your own life.
For sure. I think that's really good. I do think it's very important that if it's not money that you can put away, which is exactly what Cade said, for a while, then don't invest it. And if you've got money that you're going to need in the next couple of months, I would suggest pulling it out, because I do think we're going to get a lot worse before we get better. As Cade said, there might be little dead cat bounces in between and things like that. But the long-term horizon, the next 6 months, is going to be very, very, very choppy. There could be another reason that it all crashed today, and this is what I'm leading towards. I woke up this morning, South African time. So for me now, it's 9:30 at night. So I woke up, about 14 hours ago, and I saw that the NASDAQ futures were up 2.5%. Everybody was expecting that this interest rate was going to be under 8%, or at least under 8.3, all bullish. And I thought, no, now's a good time to get a bit of Bitcoin, get a bit of ETH, get a bit of Solana. And anytime I buy anything, it goes down. So that's what happened today. I bought some coins, and that is why the whole market has crashed. So I'd like to sincerely apologize. But I truly believe it. I mean, honestly, anytime I buy anything, this is what happens. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to zero. It's not doom and gloom. But there is a lot of big things on the horizon that are going to really test the previous lows that we thought were the lowest it could go. So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm seeing at the moment. If we have a look at OpenSea daily volume yesterday, it was $25 million, which is the lowest since August last year. 25 million. Now, I do want to say one thing is that X2Y2, there isn't an equivalent of this, but their volume has been going up substantially. So now that maybe that OpenSea is not, they're still very dominant, but they're not the only player in the Ethereum field. It is possible that, there's another 20 million between LooksRare and X2Y2, and that we're actually sitting on 45 million, but we're still very, very low. And the other thing we like to look at here is the active traders. Last show, we were on 160,000. We're now on 220,000 active unique wallets in the month of June, and we are third way through. So that's not too bad. Going to be interesting to see where it goes, but that's an important metric as well, because it just shows how many people are currently active. And again, just shows you how early we are. Less than 250,000 people have transacted on OpenSea this month.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And I think there's some people who, like, I've been thinking about this a little bit, especially not just for me, but mainly for other people who are in the market a little bit, maybe over leveraged, maybe not over leveraged. Maybe they just have a couple assets that they're not really keen on holding anymore. But if you're having an NFT that, for example, if you bought it at 1 ETH a few months ago, thinking, okay, we got to go up at some point. You bought it at 1 ETH, now it's sitting at 0.4, 0.5, something like that. And you're thinking, damn, dude, like, I don't want to sell this for a loss. That's where you have to really, really weigh out the potential further loss and how much you actually need that money versus the potential upside in the short to midterm. Like, for example, if it was to pump to 0.7 on a news announcement or something, you really have to ask yourself, like, hey, should I take this? Should I take this and sell it because we're in such a horrible time in the market and I'd rather have this ETH? Even though I'm taking a 0.3 loss, but you have to kind of think about it in the sense like, okay, but what if it goes to 0.2? Like, would you be okay with that? And you kind of have to put yourself in that situation and really put yourself in the mindset of, if this dropped to 0.2, would I be okay? Or would I be thinking about like offing myself kind of deal? And that's where with NFTs, it's scary for me because a lot of people overinvested, spend a lot of money on pictures, and they're really just like, God damn, I don't want to sell for a loss. But in the same sense, like sometimes you do have to take an L, and we've all taken L's for just because, just sometimes you take an L. It's okay. But I'm just interested to hear what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I think you need to reassess what you're holding. Obviously, assuming that you've been responsible and you don't need this liquidity, this money that's sitting in an NFT. If you need it, take it and put it towards the important things like rent and whatever else you need. If you don't need it, then I think you need to reassess the project that you're in very, very carefully and say to yourself, look, long term, is this going to go up or is this going to go down? So we're not just sitting like we are in NFTs. I mean, if you bought Amazon 2 months ago, you're down 70% at the moment, right?
That's
But
fucking crazy.
yeah, but everyone buys everything on Amazon. That's how you get your groceries. That's how you get your TV. That's how you got your beanbag, right? They're not going anywhere. So I would say to myself, if I'm holding Amazon stock, and I don't need that money, do I want to sell something that I believe in fully? And it's the same with NFTs. So if you're holding, I'll rattle off some names that I'm sure you'll agree, Cade: a World of Woman, a Clone X, anything in the Yuga Labs ecosystem, including Meatbits, anything like that. Even like you did your show yesterday, which I watched, an amazing one, Doge Pound. Guys like that where you do have long-term conviction. Anything in the Kevin Rose ecosystem, an Oddities, a Moonbird, anything that's really solidified as something that's incredible and that you believe in the team, hold it if you can. If it's something where there's little niggly things that you're not happy with, there hasn't been an update in Discord for 3 weeks, you feeling a bit uneasy, I would cut my losses. And that's what I've been doing. So I've been going through my NFTs and asking myself exactly that. Where do I think that, am I confident that this is going to go up long term? Whatever that may be, a year, 6 months, 2 years, or is it possible that this actually does go to zero, this particular NFT? And I've been cutting losses left, right, and center. Because I'd rather have that ETH, either keep it in ETH or buy into a Doodles or Doodle Duplicator or RTFKT Val for 0.4 or whatever. So that's my approach at this point of time. Yeah.
And guys who are watching, this is something, one of the reasons I love collabing with Philip, because he brings a very different perspective than I'm used to, as far as I don't know. I feel like me and Tom think very, very alike, and Philip brings in like a different aspect because he does a lot more trading than I do. I don't buy NFTs that often. I don't sell NFTs very often. He's just a little bit more active in the game than I am, so he's got more of a better handle on shit. And so for me, like, I have an NFT that I minted fucking forever ago, and I'm so attached to it. I don't want to name it, but it was like my first real big NFT, and it was just like it went up, and it got up to like 3 ETH at one point. Never fucking sold it. I'm still mad about that, but I never sold it. It's still at like half an Ethereum or somewhere in that range. But it's like, my God, I want to sell it because like the 0.48, 0.58, like that's worth it to sell. I'm still going to be up 5 or 6x on whatever I minted for. But to think about where it was at, and in my head, I'm like, okay, well, there's a chance it still goes up to like 1 ETH maybe or something. But also there's a chance that it doesn't. I haven't seen that many announcements. I'm not that bullish on them anymore. And that's where I'm like, oh man, like I should just hold. And then when Philip says something like, maybe you should cut your losses, maybe think about that, I'm like, you know what? Like, he actually has a lot. That makes a lot of sense in my head. It's just that emotional side, man. If it wasn't a goddamn picture of something that I love, I would be easily, if it was Solana or something or a coin, like easily just dump that shit, whatever. But since it's that token of that NFT that I love, I'm just like, no, I don't want to sell it. But it's one of those things, man. So I'm still thinking about it. I'm going to take this week and really think about it because the floor stayed really, really stable between 4.4, 0.7. And I'm like, if I sold anywhere in that range, it'd still be a huge dub for me. But sucks, man.
It's also, what could that 0.5 do for you now? So first of all, if you need it for anything in your life, do it. Sell it, take it out of Ethereum and use it. If you don't need it, you can still deploy that half an ETH and buy like a VFriend Series 2, a World of Woman Galaxy. There's so many entries, a Doge Pound at that price, which has got so much more upside. In the beginning, I used to be the same. Like if I had a lot more time, and as far as I wasn't doing the show, I didn't have my own Discord, I wasn't consulting, all the things. And I would also, when I invested in a project, I became emotionally attached to it. And now it's less so. It's more of a very sort of surgical decision. There's no emotions. Is this going to make me money long term or not? And that's it. As simple as that. With that said, I do have one or two that have sentimental value that I know I couldn't even sell, that I have never tried to sell all the way down. Like my very first NFT from Wolf Club, which got me as a mod and a community manager and a founder eventually. That one, which is here, I'll bring it close. This guy over here, this is my Joker Wolf. Bianca painted it for me.
Oh my
shout
God.
out to B.
Love that.
My wife painted it. But I love it, and I've never been tempted to sell it at all, because for me, it signifies the beginning of my journey. For me, it signifies the beginning of my journey into NFTs, and that's a keepsake. So that's not an investment, It was at the time, right? I thought it was, but that's a keepsake. So there's differences between it, but I would want to get half an ETH and redeploy it if you've got worries about that particular project that I don't know what it is and you haven't mentioned,
Yeah. And it hurts because I fucking know you're so right, and that what you just said makes way more sense. I'm glad you said it, because until you said that about you could use that half ETH to buy something better, like a World of Women Galaxy or a VFriends. That when you said that, I'm gonna clip that later if I can remember. I'm gonna clip that because that's something that really makes sense in my head, and I think there's a lot of people who wouldn't be able to sell with that without that one argument. So I'm really glad you said that. That was really, really smart. So thank you for that.
100%. And we've got, so for anyone who hasn't been on the show before, welcome. Fridays with Cade is called Freestyle Fridays. Basically means that you can ask us anything in the comments, look into any project. You can ask us anything NFT related. You can ask us advice. You can ask us about our personal life, whatever you want. Obviously, we reserve the right not to answer, but we're pretty open people. So please feel free, ask us stuff in comments. We're here. And we've also got some cool stuff to go through in the background while it's quieter. But I see JR here. Nice to see you, JR. Thanks for joining us. What do you think of oddities to get into the proof ecosystem as a more affordable price? So, JR, I bought an oddities today. I've been watching it, and they've been sort of 3, and today I saw one at 2.8 something. And I know it's still a lot of money. I know it's still high, and I've been watching it, and I was very happy to get one. And who knows, like, what they're doing with it? But as you say, it's the Moonbirds ecosystem, and I believe in Kevin Rose. Another one that I've been watching that I decided against in favor of this oddities is the duplicators. And the only reason that I didn't do a duplicator is because I do have a doodle. So I'm already in the ecosystem. If I didn't have a doodle, I probably would have gone the duplicator route, just because it's a bit more trendy, and so on. And I think that they're going to have a huge showing in New York, NFT New York, more so than Moonbirds. I could be wrong, but yeah, I mean that for me is a good medium to long term play. I really believe so. What do you think, Cade?
I don't know too much about Kevin Rose. What I do know is it's someone that Gary Vee has not only supported, but has gone into depth as to why he supports him. And that's something that I haven't really heard too much about. When he usually supports someone, he says something very brief, like they're dope or some bullshit like that. And I'm just like, okay, well, that's not enough of a reason for me to trust it. I think it might just be Gary's friend. But he went into like a business discussion about it when he first was talking about Moonbirds. And so I think Moonbirds is probably one of the stronger plays in the MT space relatively to the other projects that are launching like goblins and shit, which I still can't believe you bought that. It's so funny. But I did think that's an ecosystem that it would be harder to fuck yourself in a Moonbirds ecosystem, a Doodles ecosystem, World of Women, VFriends, just because they have way more stature and stability, in my opinion. People also bought in, like, one thing that I never really thought about until somewhat recently, I guess not that recently, but when you look at NFTs that are like brandable and you're thinking, is this project something people care about? You can look at some of the highest sales and say, do people bother buying the rares? And if you look at a project, like I look at BioPills, I looked at the Apostles, and I was like, dude, someone just spent 75 Ethereum on a rare Apostle. Like, that means there's people invested in this project because they believe in it, and they just spent a fucking bag on this stuff. And that's something that extra to think about. And a lot of people are in that Moonbirds ecosystem who bought in at a very expensive price. And I don't really think they're interested in selling unless it goes up. And they're they're just bullish on it. And Moonbirds didn't exactly launch during a bull market. They launched in a market that wasn't that great, and they've run up pretty crazily, and they've held up a strong value. So I think it's a good play, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's check on the NFT front. What's trending? So last 24 hours, Wow, we actually have a project that has been around longer than a day on the top one. So we got Board Ape Yacht Club at number one, Other Deed at number two. The Other Deed's also an interesting long-term play for me at 2.5 ETH.
Oh yeah, big time.
But I think longer term, because as we said, I think on your tea time show, like they're going to still be working on this metaverse for a little while. So I don't think there's a rush on Other Deeds. Whereas on the oddities and the duplicator, we know in the next couple, like they said with oddities July, they're going to be announcing what it is, and duplicator we know June. So in the next couple of weeks. So there you're going to get some price action sooner than you will on the Other Deeds. With that said, it just takes Yuga dropping another trailer, and there will be a pump. So yeah, so
I still think other side, if I was going to enter that position, I'm looking closer at 1 ETH, 1.5.
Yeah.
I think it could go down to that point. I think the sentiment around other deeds is very, very volatile. People are very bullish one day, and then they just like, I don't even know. They're just like, this is just dumb. Like, why are we buying this? Like, it's not even going to happen. And there's so many of them, and people get really nervous about it because it's not one of the first land sales, but it's one of the first land sales where there's like something actually there. People who bought NFT Worlds, there's something there too. That's why it was so expensive. But there's a lot of other NFTs that were metaverse related that are fucking very down bad right now because people realize, oh, we're not even close to the metaverse. Why am I holding this asset that is not gonna? There's no point in holding this when I'm not gonna be able to do anything with it. It's not gonna pump for a long ass time. And it was really the only reason those land sales pumped is because that was just the meta at the time. And so the other deeds, I think there's definitely room for it to go down. It could pump up easily with just one trailer. But.
Yeah, look, I think medium term 2.5 ETH is a great entry. I think that if I had to say here, what am I most bullish on as far as the metaverse goes of what's available currently in the NFT space, it is Other Deed, more than Sandbox, more than Decentraland, more than any of them. So I do more than NFT Worlds. I was listening to someone, I forgot who. I would like to credit him. I think it was NFTverse. I was listening to him, and he was saying that his concern with NFT Worlds, his only concern, is that that Microsoft may launch, and there's no rumblings of it, but there's always the chance that they launch a court application against NFT Worlds because they're using the Minecraft server for their project, and that is a risk. And I actually never thought of that before. And I hold it.
I thought that was on I thought they knew that. I thought that was a collaboration.
No, it's not. Everyone who owns NFT Worlds knows the Minecraft side, but Microsoft and NFT Worlds have got no agreement together. There's I don't know with Minecraft if you're allowed to do this or not. I haven't looked into it, but I do know, if Niftyverse was saying, that he's concerned, he must have reason to be. So not concerned, but there's a small chance. That's the risk with it. It could get a DCA from just in the beginning. They could DCA it, and it could be off OpenSea. If Microsoft chose to. Now, on the flip side, Microsoft might think that this is bullish, that people are using their engine to build the metaverse on, and they might be glad. It might be driving a lot more people that otherwise wouldn't be exposed to it, to Minecraft. I don't know, but that is something that got me thinking a bit. So I'm still holding mine. I'll tell you quite honestly, if NFT Worlds was like 10 ETH, like let's say it just stayed at 10 ETH, it went all the way to 20 at one stage, then dropped, and let's say it was sitting right now at 10 ETH, I would sell. I would sell. But currently at 4 Ethereum, when I bought in it about 3 months ago, and I rode it all the way up. With that said, I have gotten worlds drops to the value of about 2 ETH, which I did cash in. So I am 2x at the moment, and I'm very bullish on them. I've done many videos on NFT Worlds. I am bullish, but I never ever thought that could be a risk. And I want to say one more thing about Other Deeds. I reckon the reason that we're seeing such volatility in the other metaverse projects is because people are scared of Yuga Labs, and they rightfully so. So for me, I think that this other deep price is a great entry. I have two. One I got as an airdrop, the other one I bought off the secondary. So I just want to like make that clear. I'm not trying to pump my own bags, but I do think that it is. Is it the best entry we ever going to see? I got no idea. I mean, it could go down to one. Who knows? But there's something special. Then the other thing is, how else can you get into the Yuga Labs ecosystem at the moment? This is the cheapest way in.
What's the Bored Ape Kennel Club at?
That's at 6.4 Ethereum. You don't have to. I watch it.
Jesus Christ. Okay, wow. That's
and Meebits is your cheapest entry. That's 4.1.
Yeah, but nobody wants a Meebit.
So they've said they're going to be focusing on Meebits next, hey? Yuga.
God.
That and Bored Ape Kennel Club, your two cheapest entries into the ecosystem other than the other deal. So anyway, I mean, that's just a bit of a tangent there, right? But
let me go on a tangent here too, because this is about NFTverse. NFTverse was one of my favorite YouTubers back in the day. I used to watch him all the time, and it makes me almost not like I'm not ragging on him here. I just like from a viewer standpoint, I feel a little bit sad, I guess, because I follow a couple news channels on YouTube it's like websites that have like news basically, and they have like top stories, right? And like every single video has just been like the top story. Like there's nothing like when he does a video, like I look at the title and like I look at the news channel, it's literally like the exact same. It's like the same exact top 5 stories. And every single video is just the daily top 5 stories, and there's like nothing else on his channel. So literally just that. He's turned into like a news channel, which is unnecessary because they already have all those stories right there, and there's not too much he's offering there, aside from just covering the stories. Which I mean, if that's the direction he's going into, which is the media, then great. I just know that there's like 12 media companies all doing the exact same thing right now, and I don't know. He used to make so many videos that were like really, really helpful and a lot of insight. And Giancarlo, same thing. Giancarlo's still putting out heat, but I don't know. I just noticed that I was like, wow, like that's literally the top stories right there. Like I can see it right there on the news page.
But you know, Cade, you and I are like watching that stuff all day, but the average guy who's at work all day doing his normal job, and it's nice to come back, put on your earphones and get a summary of the latest stories and things like that. And he does give his view on it, but yeah, whatever it may be, also someone that I enjoy watching, and I mean, it is what it is. We've got my friends here, the Goblins, at 4.2 ETH. I told you I bought the top. I don't really believe that. I do think there's something there, but it is one of my more degen trades. We then got Goda, which I'm actually going to be covering on Wednesday, which is a very interesting project, so I'll leave it there. We've got We All Gonna Die, which I'm also covering on Wednesday, which is a real degen play. Those are the guys that are sacrificing NFTs, sending them to burn wallets, but we'll get into that on Wednesday. We've got Clone X at 10.75. If there was ever a blue chip that you want to get into, I mean, you know me, my avatar is a Clone X, it's Nike. I'm a big believer. If I could, I would buy another one to flip later. I can't, but yeah. Mutant Ape Yacht Club in number 7, a floor price of 18.75. We've got Shit Beast, which I'm not even looking at. We've got Call Me Cutie Pie, which I have no idea what it is. We've got Crypto Punks, which everyone knows. Knightstown. We then got MFers, which we're going to be covering in the new segment of tonight's show.
I cannot. We can talk about it now. Survived. I just can't believe they're still here at over an ETH. That's just fucking wild to me.
So did you see what happened?
No, I haven't paid attention to that.
Satoshi's handed it over to the community. He did a drop, which is why it pumped all the way to 2.5 Ethereum before the drop, and this was in the last couple of days, and then he did this drop, which is just GMMFers. Everyone got the same. You could mint at 0.069. Anyone could mint for 24 hours. Unlimited collection size. Last I checked, there were 16,000 of them. So that's a nice little retirement package for him.
Jeez.
Yeah. Do the maths. I mean, 16,000 at 0.069 ETH. Okay, you can do the maths. And then he said this.
Tell me what it was again.
0.069 times 16,000.
Oh my god, dude, that's almost $2 million.
I think it's more. Is it not more?
It depends on how much Ethereum is worth at the time, but with the Ethereum worth like $1,600 to $1,700, it's around 2 million, 2.2 million, something like that. That's good fucking god. Plus royalties, if there's any. I don't know if the royalties are set at, but yeah, you're looking at $2-3 million right there.
So he did the drop, and he did it in a nice way. You know, we all criticize Zagabond for leaving his previous two communities. Here, you know, Satoshi came out and up front said MF's contract goes to the community, as does the largest royalty share. The MF's smart contract is being transferred to MF's community via an unofficial multi-sig wallet, which will be receiving the largest share, 50% of MF's creators' royalty going forward, for the community to do with what they want. And just to stop you from a whole lot of reading, basically that there's 8 people in the community that have been there from the beginning that are now signatories, and that he is leaving it to the community now and buying and bowing out under Satoshi. So that's quite interesting. I do think that the MF is, just my personal opinion, that their floor price will drop further. Anytime that happens, it's not really great. However, with it being done up front like this, who knows? So yeah, just interesting to see that. Then we've got
Did he keep that money, or did that go into the treasury?
So no. So the new money from this new drop, I think is his, but I could be wrong. So I could, but until you asked it, like in my mind, that money from this new mint was his. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe half of it is going into the community wallet. If that is the case, that half of it's going into the community wallet, I think that then MFs may do very well going forward, because $1 million, you know, to have to build the brand is not chump change, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, Cade, I was thinking about it. The more that I look at it, the more I'm starting to think generally of NFTs like a Kickstarter. You know, like, you know, when you used to go onto Kickstarter and they've got this great video and I'll pre-order, and you never ever get it because it never gets to that stage. That's sort of what I'm looking at as new NFT projects at the moment. I'm very skeptical. You know, it's like that's your chances, the same chances as that you have on Kickstarter of these guys actually developing their product and delivering it to you is like 1 in 100 is the same chance you have of an NFT project doing that. And, you know, also like Kickstarter, if they don't raise enough, they very, very seldom ever get anything out. And that's the same here. If they don't mint enough to begin with, if it's a project that hasn't invested in themselves initially and they're relying on the mint money, you've got small chance. And I think people need to start looking at it as risky as that, because that is what it is. You know, new projects without notable people, without investment, that's what you're looking at, you know.
It's not interesting to me at all. Like those kind of projects, like not even for a fucking second, unless I'm in a bull run, to mint a project like that.
Yeah. So let's jump back here. We've got Just Ape, a Solana project. I actually looked into this very briefly, just on my own time, and not financial advice, but I'm not bullish at all. There's absolutely nothing there, and I think it just signifies the times that we're in. But I mean, again, Pixelverse poop is sitting at 0.36.
Oh, I mean, come on. God.
Yeah, Pixelverse poop. Okay. So we've got two. It's a double negative there, because people are hungry to make profit, and good for them. So am I. You know, if you're able,
who's buying at 0.36? Like who's buying
that I don't know. That I don't know, and that's the question. Yeah. But I mean, we said the same thing about. I said the same thing about Goblin Town at 0.6.
But goblins have they're a character, like they're an avatar. They always, like, any avatar project has that factor that there's personality.
It's like a meme.
Poop, bro, poop. Are you kidding me? Who wants that? You're not gonna put that as your profile picture. There's
who wants Pixelverse? Who wants, and you put them together? Who wants Pixelverse? I don't know. Don't know what's going on. All right, and then if we have a look here, this is just flips.finance for anyone that doesn't know, and it's a great way just to get an overview of the floor and what's moving. And you can see we have a lot of red. We really have a lot of red, with the exception of Bored Ape Yacht Club, which is slightly up. Boki, which is 12% up, Moonbirds, which is slightly up, and Fluff. I haven't seen that project in a long time, which is up 10%. Killer Bears,
Fluff
but
World?
everything. I don't know if it looks like Fluff World to me, but when I looked at it twice, I
Fluff
don't
World.
think.
Yeah,
I also
Fluff
did.
World and My Pet Hooligan are two projects that I don't hear anyone ever talk about, but I think they're very, very strong projects in my opinion. I've done full reviews on my channel on them, and those are two projects that the community asked me like every single live, like, do My Pet Hooligan, do Fluff World. And I finally did it, and I was like, God damn, like this project's really strong. Actually, I was like, I'm surprised that no one knows about it. Like they've been holding this floor,
Yeah, check. Yeah, they
forever,
are.
bro. And this is one of Journey Crypto's biggest plays. I remember when he was talking about this under 1 ETH, he was like, guys, this is a project I believe in. And I remember being like, why? I just looked at the art and I was like, it was really the first.
And they're
3D.
freaky.
Yeah, they're fucking weird, dude. But people fuck with it. I like it, dude. I like it. I mean, I think I like it because it's 3.5 ETH, but
for sure, yeah. So interesting to see them in there. But I mean, if you just look, absolutely everything else is down. Well, now Bored Ape Yacht Club's also down. So refreshed. Other Deed is down. We All Gonna Die is down. Goblin Town is down. Clonex is down. Mutant Ape Club is down. MFs are down. Azuki is down. Murakami Flowers is down. Meebits is down. Moonbirds is down. So on and so forth. So yeah, definitely a bit of a bloodbath. And for any of those degens out there, we always like to have a look at the 5-minute candle here just to see what's going on. And I mean, there is no volume happening at the moment. I mean, 8 sales.
Wow.
When things are pumping, this goes to 300 in 5 minutes. I don't think we even have 300 sales in total at all.
That is actually pretty crazy.
Yeah, so there is nothing happening at the moment. I think people are shell-shocked at the price of the drop of ETH. Again, as I've said before, I really do think if it was just NFTs and crypto crashing and there wasn't the global stuff that we spoke about in the beginning of the show, I would be really concerned. The fact that we know why this is happening makes it a little bit better, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you something cute. Bianca said to me, my wife said to me just before the show, she said, Jake, my son, one of my sons, called her and said, Mom, come look, Dad gave you a shout out. So last week, Cade, when we were doing the show and I showed you the new like this, and I said Bianca did it. So he saw that and he showed Bianca. So I just want to take this time, and I'm not going to tell them I'm doing this. I'm just going to take this time to do a big shout out to Jake, Danny, and Raf. I love you guys, and thank you for watching me all the time. I really, I thought it was sweet, and I wanted to do a shout out to them.
That's fucking awesome, dude. That is so cool. That's just like a person perspective. What's actually fucking important. I've seen a lot of videos recently about like perspective shifts from people who are, I'm only 23, so people who are a bit older than me, way more successful than me, just have accomplished stuff, and they're all of them basically are like, look, I would or they're like, when you're in your 20s, you're worried about the wrong stuff. You can't help it, but you're worried about the wrong stuff. They're like, family, love, like friends, like that shit is way more important than I think people attribute to. So that's fucking lit that you got a family that is just so cool. So lucky, bro. I want a family one day.
You'll have one and you'll be a great dad. But I'll tell you another thing my dad said, and you'll start to realize that my dad didn't mix his words at all, and was a very funny guy, but was always down straight. And I hope I get the pillars of life correct. So he had 4 pillars of life. Okay, these are the important things in life: family, health, God, and sex. Okay, that's what he used to say in front of my mom. Okay, and then my mom would say, "Don't say sex, love, rather say love." And he goes, same thing, right?" But those were his pillars. But the first 3, I definitely agree with, right? So it's what you're saying: health, family, God, or some higher, not even a higher power, but like a purpose. Right, that you feel like you've got a purpose, whatever that may be, that gives you that is what's really important. But I've been thinking about him.
Plus hair, plus good hair. For me, I'm about to go platinum. I'm chopping off 4 or 5 inches. Yes, I'm about to chop off 3 or 4 inches. I think I'm gonna cut it down to like, I'm thinking about cutting it to like here. Like I'm definitely chopping off a few inches here. It's really long now, and it's like getting to the point where it's almost like annoying how long it is. But I'm gonna keep it long, just not that long. I'm going platinum blonde, dude. I'm going platinum blonde. Like, let me show you. Let me show you what it's gonna look like if I can. I shot this message to one of the hair people in my city. and I was like, hey, look, this is what I'm going for. That's obviously a girl, but like that color hair, the platinum, I'm going
Yeah.
all the fuck in. I
I've seen.
wimped
I'm
out last
sure
time.
I've seen you. I'm sure I've seen you with that color hair before. Or am I wrong?
No, I've gone very blonde before, but I never went platinum like that, where it's like almost like a silver. I've never gone silver. I got too scared last time. My hairstylist in Denver was like, "Listen, Cade, this is like a pretty big difference here. Like if you go platinum, you're looking at a really big difference." And I was like, you know what? Let's just go blonde. Actually, let's just go really blonde, and I'll next time I'll do it. And so this time it is that time.
Do it,
Oh
man.
yeah.
All right, so let's check what's happening in NFT news. First, San Francisco NFT-backed restaurant is going to launch in 2023. So all the time where you're seeing utility on your roadmap and they say, oh, we're going to launch in real life restaurants. Well, there is actually a project doing it. It's by a group called Culinary Entertainment and Lifestyle Experience. There'll be membership tokens in the form of NFTs. It will give you access to a member-only concierge, including a private car to pick you up, which I think is really, really cool. They'll also have water that's only for their holders, special water. I don't know. For me, water is water, but each their own. And then ownership-like benefits and once-in-a-lifetime trip to Japan. You could also get. Yeah, so nice to see some projects are actually still working towards their roadmaps. So that's cool. I'm excited about that. Then we've seen that Budweiser is continuing to make moves into Web3. They're doing a partnership with Zedrun. Do you remember Zedrun back in the day?
I do. It's only because Alex Becker kept talking about it. Also, dude. Oh, wait. Before we move into Zed World, I bought what's it called? I think I mentioned this before, but I bought D-Race when it was at it was trading at like $4 at one point, and I bought in at what's up, Dickens Us? And I bought in at like $1 because it dropped, like it was a flash crash. I remember Alex Becker tweeted it. He's like, oh my God, like it just dropped. And I bought in like within 10 seconds of him tweeting that. Just happened to be on Twitter. And at one point, my bag went from $100, I only put in 100, to $800. It did like a huge return during the bull run. And I just remember I was like, at that point, I think I just was too bullish. And I was like, nah, I'm going to hold this, bitch. Like we going on the moon. And I didn't liquidate. And now my investment, I think, is worth a total across like multiple different shit coins. Not D-Race is not a shit coin in my opinion, but all those coins like in my pancake swap sitting there, I'm like, man, the whole account is worth like $50 right now. I'm like, oh God.
The amount of times I've done that. Don't worry, Cade. Don't stress about it. It happens, but you also never know where it's going to go. So I find this interesting. You've got two failed NFT projects making moves in a partnership. So Budweiser has launched a couple of NFTs. All of their floor prices are under 0.02. I know one of them is close to there. But the interesting thing is that, they're going to be doing passes that will be $225, which by the time they do it will probably be 7 ETH if ETH keeps going so low. And holders of the Heritage Can and either Genesis of the horses, so already NFTs that are out there, will have a whitelist opportunity. The early access sale begins 9th of June, which is yesterday, and happens for 24 hours. So, yeah, I mean, look, again, just because they're down badly now doesn't mean that they're not going to find their feet and do something. I'm talking about Budweiser, find their feet and do something with that in the long run. But yeah, I mean, I've bought into each and every Budweiser, Pepsi, all of those, and they're just sitting in my hidden folder at the moment. So, yeah, but again, I mean, it could go somewhere. But
actually, speaking of horse projects, a project that I ended up doing a podcast with their founder, and I think I did a paid review for them called Game of Silks. Project I reviewed, and I did the podcast with the guy. Guy was a serial entrepreneur. And I'm gonna be honest, I slept on him. I shouldn't have slept on a business owner who actually makes businesses for real, and is very competent. He's a little older, but he's got a lot of experience that is not bullshit experience. And I kind of forgot about the project, and I also thought it was maybe too big of an idea. He wanted to basically model the horse betting industry and model it against the actual races happening per year. And in my head, I was like, it's just too early to pull off something like that. It's too real, and people don't really trade on real yet. It's like it's all speculation right now. And I was like, I just don't think it's the time for that kind of project. And so I kind of like forgot about it. Pretty sure I'm pretty sure I had a free mint or like a whitelist or something. I know I got whitelist from the community. And I think we all fucking forgot about it. And that project's like trading at 0.3, and I think it was at 0.6 or something at one point. A lot of Ethereum traded, and I was like, damn, dude. Like they actually were able to sell that idea of like essentially what D-Race and Zedrun kind of failed to do because it was all fake. And they were like, we're modeling after the real horse racing industry. And that project like is doing very well. And I'm like, shit, dude, like damn. So you don't bet against entrepreneurs who have been building businesses their whole life. And that was just something I slept on. I just noticed it the other day, and I was like, wow, damn.
Yeah, so it's quite interesting. You know, one of the early projects that I covered was a project called the Whitelist. I don't know if you've heard of them. They never blew up or anything, but I really was bullish on them. And the founder is Jordan, a professional NFL player, ex-professional NFL player. And I just thought to myself, look, you got a guy here that had the discipline and the tenacity and the everything to succeed in a very, very difficult, like really succeed in a really difficult way, a space like professional sports. And I'm betting on the jockey. You know, I'm betting on the jockey, not the horse. And I minted two, and I've held ever since. And they came out like yesterday, and they've been really doing like trying, and like the Discords, they always got things going on, and they're really carrying on, not giving up, which is why I initially liked it. And they just announced yesterday a massive partnership, like massive.
Wow.
I forget what it's another Web3 like platform. Don't know who the partnership was with, but like literally the floor price went from 0.01 to 0.07. And I think if it was in normal markets, it would go even higher. And I'm just happy. I'm sitting there holding my two. Cool. I knew why I bought it when I'm busy scanning and seeing what to sell, never considering, like at that point, wasn't considering selling it. I mean, if I went on now and it was 7 ETH, I might sell it, right? But I'm saying because I knew why I bought it. And that's why it doesn't have to be that you're only holding projects that are half an ETH and World of Women. If you remember why you bought into it, or if you do the research and think I'm bullish on this, then hold it. You know,
Dude, 100%.
You know, if you're trying to sell your business, or let's just say you're a venture capitalist and you buy businesses, right? You don't expect to get your money back for 5 years. Right?
Yep.
So how do they value a business? They say, you know, profit, what is the profit that it makes? How long will it take to get my investment back? And they work it out in 5 years. Same with rental. If you buy a property and rent it out, you don't expect to get your money back for 5 to 10 years, right? Your initial investment. NFTs, if it doesn't 10x the next day after drop, no, it's a shit project, it's never going anywhere, you know, a week into it, when utility, where is this restaurant, where is this wine farm, where is this? So, you know, I think I would like personally a more of an investor mentality, right? I'd also like projects to not say they're going to deliver something and not deliver it, right? But I would like more of that mentality that, you know, you really pick and choose your projects very carefully, know why you've done it, and then give them the space to do what they've promised you they're going to do, right?
And that's an idea that I brought up at the beginning of 2022. I made a video called Top 5 Projects that I think will do well in 2022. Obviously, I kind of didn't expect an entire bear market to take over the majority of 2022, but in a normal market. And so I made a video about what's it called? The Colonists, I think it's called. They're called now. They've rebranded. They used to be I think they used to be Play Colony. I think they're now. I'm not sure what their exact name is, but it's basically the Colonists, and they're a project of 25,000 items. But it's, what is it, 5,000 of each character. Basically, they're trying to build a game. They partnered with Steel Games. They've been building for fucking forever. And I remember I think I bought them like way back in the day. But they were at like a 0.01 because obviously it's 25,000. If it was 3,000, it probably would have been 0.1 or 0.2 holding. But they're at like a 0.03. But when I made the videos at like 0.01, and I was like, look, this project's really strong. They've been building for forever. They've never gone more than like a few days without an announcement. They're keeping people up to date with the game. They are building the game. Like they're literally making the game right in front of people's eyes. And I was like, I think it's being slept on. I think they're a strong project. So I have a shit ton of them. just sitting in my wallet because they're so cheap. And I think after that video, they pumped to like 0.1 or something. So it did like almost a 10x. After that, I mean, in relative terms, 0.01 to 0.1, people are like, that's not even a big jump. But that's actually like almost a 10x right there. I mean, minus fees and stuff. But for me, like I always held on to it. I think that's a project that does well long term. And I still remember why I bought in. Like I bought in with some solid conviction when I bought in. I definitely bought a bunch of them near that top because I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to buy a bunch of them and hold on to them. But it's a project that, I believe in. And I've seen them. They went and like got their own office building. They've employed people. They've got sneak peeks coming out all the time. They're keeping people up to date. They've got partnerships. And I'm like, look, yeah, you don't have to be a project with a half Ethereum floor to be successful. Some projects that are especially gaming takes fucking forever, dude. Like Doge Pound is got to be a longer play for you if you're in that project because they're a gaming studio. And that's just what they're building.
And they partnered with Pet Hooligan, which I'm also very, very bullish on.
Yeah, me too.
I've still got my Pet Hooligan that I minted. Still got it because I know why. Yeah, I know why I've got it, and I'm happy to hold. So Dickens, who's both of our viewers on respectively, and then always comes if he wants us to look into a project, we're going to look into it. So Dickens, I just want to show you.
Right there. I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, go for it. So I want to show you a couple of things that I find quite interesting over here. I did this deep dive myself, just for myself, because I ended up getting one the other day and I did a bit of research before it. So first of all, I think we need to point out a couple of things. The volume of this project in the last week or 3 weeks since inception, 33,000 Ethereum, is more than all Yuga Labs, all Cool Cats, everything combined in the last 3 weeks. Okay, so all the blue chips you can think of, put them together. This project has done more than that in the same time period. One thing, and Cade, I don't know if you can shed some light, mate, but one thing that I am very confused about is this number has not changed in 3 weeks.
Ooh.
So I don't know the technical side of how they get this number, and maybe it literally has not changed. I'm not saying like has barely changed. It's been 4.6K for 2 weeks.
Check their Ether scan right there.
Would it show us the amount of?
Yeah, you can look at the holders. So click on the Goblin Town, scroll up, and go to the. You see where it says Token Tracker on the right side, Goblin, where it says Goblin Town, Goblin, down.
Hold on.
Right there. Hit that.
4,596. So
go to holders on the bottom left area. A little bit. All right. So we're under transfer right now. Click on holders. We can check out the exact numbers, and we can even see who's holding it and see their wallets and stuff. So we can check it out right now. Well, no whales. No big whales.
Well, this guy's got 226.
Well, he's got 2%. But I consider a whale over like, I don't know, 5 or 10%. But
also on a project that's now this floor price, it's a shitload of money to have 10% of it.
True.
Okay, so where do we see well, it did sum up the total. I don't know. I thank you for showing me this. What I am going to do is I want to see if this even changes at all, right? Just to see, because that's one thing that's a bit confusing to me. But other than that, I mean, the volume is absolutely incredible, and still is. It has slowed down slightly. But just to give you an idea, we're in a bear market. There were 90 sales yesterday. Today alone, there's been 105, and we've still got a few hours. 100. So I mean, let's just compare that. Let's just quickly go to any top project over here. I want to keep this open, but let's just, what's also 4 Ethereum or 5 Ethereum that's a blue chip. Let's just have a look at something else around that floor price. So let's sort by floor price.
Maybe like Cool Cat or something.
Cool Cat's been shit lately, but really? Maracana, but they had a drop recently. So let's go Meebits, right? That is definitely a blue chip in my mind. Not as popular, but we'll check Cool Cats as well. And let's just see if they had 100 or anywhere near transactions yesterday. I could tell you they didn't. So yesterday, there were 14 on Meebits. Wow. And if we go to Cool Cats, activity, yesterday, there were 7 sales. So I just think it's important to understand that the volume, even though it's dropped from where it was, it's still there. There's still a lot of sales going on. But aside for all of that, you want some alpha on goblins, and this is my own alpha. Dickens, I imagine that's a community wallet, mate. It must be a community wallet. Those 1,000. So
It's
I thought, okay,
just a deployer.
I went onto their website, right? Let me just stop the noise in my ears. And then there's not much to see here because when you just look at it, but this is a whole thing if you scroll in it, and we will. But one cool thing that I saw is if you click this guy, it shows you more team members, which I thought was pretty cool. Anyway, so if you go here and just read these guys' whole conversation, I'm not going to take you through all of it, but there's some images that are dropped here, a lot of which has been shared on Twitter. So this one, for example, has got the bear, which is the bear market. And first of all, let's just be honest. How sick is this art? No, honestly.
I like it. I like
it. Come on. I mean, honestly, this is whether you like it or not. It's good art, right, Cade? I know you like it, but even if you don't, it's really, really good art.
It reminds me a little bit of a Cool Cats vibe in the sense that people really just fuck with the brand of it. They're just like, this is funny. I like this. And that's the same brand with like Cool Cats. They're just like, it's cool. It's cute. I like it. And it's just, and that fucking shot up to 10 ETH or something. And it's possible that Goblin Town might be that next Cool Cats type of project where it just holds just because of who they are.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was going to happen back then, but obviously things change. And over the past couple of weeks, you've seen how much of a push there's been in a bear market too, which made me change my perspective a little bit. You have no choice but to change your perspective. But I mean, I was definitely fucking wrong at half an ETH and at 1.5 ETH. I was like, nope.
But look, we don't know where the story ends, right? That's the truth. And this is riskier because we're no longer where we were a year ago, where projects could just not be doxed and, just be a part of it for the fun. So when it initially came out, I was like, hold on, I'm skeptical these days. I want to know the founders. I want to know the roadmap. But as I was looking through here, you start to see that there is a roadmap. There is a roadmap. These pictures are roadmaps. There's Goblin Town, so they've got a metaverse play, right, which they're showing you over here. And then there's the goblin babies everywhere. Now, if you jump onto their Twitter, they keep saying, oh, the eggs are moving with pictures of the hold on, I'll show you. I saw it even today. And their team reveal is just hilarious.
God.
You know what? It's refreshing for a change. But when we do branding for like companies here in my day job, we make their own font for them. We make sure everything is released properly. That's being done here. This is not a 16-year-old kid. I can tell you that. These are guys with experience. With that said, since they aren't doxed, if the going gets tough, there is a good chance that they could leave without, because there's no team, but you can track people via websites, right? So if you really wanted to, and you were that 1,000 wallet holder and you got screwed, you could subpoena the whoever owns this domain to find out who's paying for it. And so in a way, they are doxed by having a registered website in a way. So and as
Plus,
you carry on,
that's something that they can help themselves with. If something goes wrong or if there's big FUD, that's like a secret card they can always pull out. If they're like, you know what, let's just dox ourselves. That would just completely remove all the FUD. I feel like if something went wrong, it's like almost like a secret card, like a secret wild card or something. If they ever did that, I don't know if that would hurt the brand if they would dox themselves, but
I think they're doing it slowly. Like now they're doing the pretend reveals, right? But I mean, even here, this was before the burger drop. So they were saying to you, look, there's going to be an airdrop, right? So we say there's no roadmap. Yes, there's no conventional roadmap, but if you pay attention, and you have to, and if you decipher all the messages, then there are hints, and you got to look at it really, really. Here's the babies again, okay? But I want to find you the one with the eggs. Because the alpha for me is that there's going to, which I think, and I don't know, is that there is 100% going to be baby goblins coming out soon. Like this is a typical reveal. The bag face. Just bag face it. Bag face it, be the goblin what make lots of drawings. So here's the artist. Dis gob took your ma to breastfeed at McGoblin's this morning. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. He wore a bag so he don't have to look at your face because he don't like your face or something. But I mean, listen, it's just refreshing. But I'm just saying, to say that there's no roadmap, which I said in the beginning, is not 100% true. Because if you follow it and you look at here, this is what I'm talking about. So it says day bouncing. And then they've just got this picture of eggs, of goblin eggs bouncing. So that to me means that they're close to hatching, right?
Might be for sure. Yeah,
I think so. So look, there's stuff going on. There's time going into this. Yes, it's not typical, not the way that we used to it happening. Here, guys, look here. We're reserving 1,000 goblins because we want to.
Yep, that's the deployer that we saw on Etherscan. For whoever said that.
So there's your answer to your question. And also good to see that hasn't changed. They're definitely not selling those because it's still one wallet that owns it. And also the other thing I saw the other day, they've now got a translator that after they tweet, they've got another Twitter account called Goblin Town Translator that after they tweet, they redo it in English so that you can understand. So they're thinking, funny. So
oh my God, they're verified. I mean, they're verified on Twitter?
Yeah.
What the fuck? How did they get verified?
Is that hard to do?
Yes, dude. Verification is hard. There's a lot of YouTubers out there who have ridiculous amounts of bots and fake accounts that aren't even verified. They've got businesses, they've got articles written about them. Goblin Town's a fucking random NFT project that just launched and they're verified. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Hard to get,
so
dude.
I mean,
Most people
without going into the rumors and whatever, I don't think the Yuga Labs one is correct. It's very possible that that dashboard for Yuga Labs did get leaked. Some of that has been correct, and it said goblins on it. These guys are just clever. They saw that it said goblins, and that gave them the idea of goblins. It doesn't mean that what happened first, right? It doesn't mean that this was thought out. So I don't want to get into all of that and whether people's involved, which I don't particularly think so. I do think it's a noteworthy team, and I do think there's a lot more going on than meets the eye, and that's why you're seeing the amount of sales that you are seeing, even though the floor price is off its highs. All it takes is there's still 100 sales a day in the bearish of bear markets. Cade, what is 100 times 4 ETH? 400 ETH.
400 right? ETH. So 400 times, we'll just say 1,700 for ETH. $680,000.
They did $680,000 in turnover yesterday in a bear market.
Dude, if Ethereum was at 3K, that's $1.5 million right there.
Yeah, but who knows what their price would have been. So yeah, Dickens, I hope you enjoyed that, mate. I hope you enjoyed that, but that's my thinking on goblins and why I picked one up at the top 2 days ago or 3 days ago.
Honestly, for your little analysis for the goblins, I think that I don't think that people are buying goblins because of the analysis you just made. I think that the analysis helps. Like I think it gives a little bit more credibility, and I actually do believe you about this roadmap that we have here. I don't think most people who are buying think about that though. I think most people who are buying just want to be in the goblins, which I like that. I like when people buy into a project just because they want to be part of it. It takes away all the pressure. It takes away all the when this, when that. They're like, no, I don't give a fuck, dude. I want to be a goblin. I don't give a fuck. I just want to be a goblin. And I like that. That's how Bored Apes happened. That's how all the big projects that are still here, that are PFP projects, that's the only way they get here, is if people buy in just to be part of the squad.
Yeah, but the fact that there is so little information, like you see the website, if you don't even know you can scroll in that phone and read all of that. Even with that, there's so little information. It sort of forces any holder who wants to look into it to try and look into the details of every image, because that's all you got. So that in a way they sort of like, I don't think that I'm the only one looking into it like this. I think that I don't know most, but I think a lot are. But even here, there's like a signature here, over here. That's a signature. Yeah. Now, if I knew how to, and here's another signature. If I knew how to, I would like put that into a search engine and try to find whose signature that is. Because look, a finger is pointing at that signature.
That's so
So,
interesting.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that they don't not want to give you a roadmap, or they want to make it interesting. They want to make it, So that's my feeling on it. So I definitely think, as I said, I think there's more going on here. Also, it's funny as fuck. I mean, this guy just cut his own nose off with a Jedi saber. And you got the Jedi guy looking at him like, what the fuck? And, and he looks a bit like a coder. And I think this might be a bit of a poke at other side, saying, here's this stupid idiot that's cutting his own nose off that's at a higher floor price than we are currently. I don't know.
That's Yoda. That's Yoda. That's not other deed. That's not the other deeds. That's not a coda.
But it looks... Yeah, it is Yoda, but it looks like Coda to me. Doesn't it look like Coda?
You think so? No, it looks like Yoda.
I think Yoda is but Coda, Yoda. I think that Bored Ape Yacht Club got their inspiration from Yoda.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe. And so that, in a way, it's a poke at them. I don't know. And then you got this guy just laughing his head off, which is just hilarious. This guy is... let's see if I can make it bigger for you guys. Let me try save it. Will it let me save it? Yeah. Can you see him, Cade, on your side?
Yeah.
The flying guy laughing his head off.
Yeah, I can see it.
There he is. I mean, that's just hilarious.
And the guy and the big fat goblin behind him holding his dick because he's got to pee.
Yeah. Well, he's naked. I don't know what's going on there. He's naked and embarrassed. Not sure what's going on. Let's see the signature. That's a signature, mate. And a rocket. I wish I knew whose signature that is. Oh, Cade, I think we lost you, mate. I'm going to carry on, but if you can hear me, you on a black screen. And then what else we got here? Was there another signature that I thought I saw?
Sorry. Yeah, it just cut out. I forgot to switch the cameras earlier, or switch the batteries.
No
if you
worries.
Scroll up a little bit, we go back to that photo real quick. I saw another signature too. I know you pointed out a couple extra ones. If you scroll down a little bit, I think it's right under. It's next. Yeah, right there with Yoda's foot on his right side. There's it looks like there's a signature in between the two lightsabers right there too, potentially. Looks like each.
Yeah. Could it definitely could.
That's Hagrid.
This also
from Harry Potter.
This looks the same here. This looks like the same signature actually over here. I don't know if you can see.
We got to figure out who has an H and is a founder. Potentially.
There looks similar to me to that. I mean, I love the way that we are doing like a forensic audit on a picture from
the alpha. Man, who could it be? Who could it be? Who's
this for me? This for me. I don't know if that's an EKS, but that's definitely a rocket. I mean, that's a signature there for sure. I agree with you that this and they look the same, and then this actually looks more just like grass when you make it bigger. Let's see what else we got going on here. Don't know what the fuck that is.
Wait, go back down. Go down again, a little bit more. You see that on the right side, right to the right of that. It looks like either a face, like with teeth, or it's a shit, or like it's a bag.
What this?
Yeah, there's like a little face in there, but there's also
this
a mouth.
This guy's.
Cut off. Oh, I see it now. Yeah. Okay, I see it. It's like his head's backwards. Okay, I see it.
Yeah, he cut off his friend's head by mistake.
Yikes.
Yeah, maybe because the friend was revealing the team, because that's the friend's hand.
Interesting. Damn. Conspiracies right now.
Look, the truth of the matter is we're probably looking a bit too deeply into this. like as far as the friend was trying to reveal, and then he got killed as a result. But yeah, look, there is either way, this is a great case study on guerrilla marketing. And we always say, oh, we want something different in the space, and we review all these projects. Yes, metaverse, and yes, you're going to be doing all the same stuff and merch and in real life this, and we all, that looks good. And we always say, oh, we want something unique. Well, here you go. Here's something completely unique. They've taken their own approach to it. And interesting to me. Interesting to me.
Definitely interesting.
So
way more interesting than it used to be.
We got Theo saying we're reading too deep. So guys,
100%.
let us know in the comments if you want me to pull up another separate image of theirs, and we'll look deeper into a separate image
This
together.
needs to be a new series. This needs to be a series.
It's like Scooby-Doo, like an adult Scooby-Doo. Oh, sugar. All right, so in the meantime, while we're waiting for some comments, let's have a look here. I've got some more news for us to look at. I'll pull it up now. Oh, I don't know if you saw this, Cade. RTFKT is partnering with, don't know how to pronounce it, Byredo.
I don't know what that is.
To make a metaverse perfume.
Interesting. Interesting. I'm not sure how that would work. Unless we're like in a metaverse, but
digital fashion startup RTFKT and luxury fragrance brand Byredo have partnered on a perfume for Web3, a first for both companies driven by Nike-owned RTFKT's experimental Web3 approach. The Alpha Meta collab, I like that, the Alpha Meta collab. That's what we should call us, Cade, you and me. The Alpha Meta collab. I really dig that. I think that's cool.
Alpha Meta collab, who does forensic detailed studies on stuff that we're not even qualified on a Goblin project.
Yeah. Involves wearable digital auras, customized digital and physical sense. Customized digital and physical sense. How do you get a digital scent is what we both want to know.
That's
and NFT connected near-field communication tags on bottles. Working with Paris-based art directors MM, Brado, and RTKFT are visually rendering 26 ingredients that represent emotions, such as harmony, naivety, whatever, vanity, virtue, These will be treated as digital collectibles and will come in limited quantities and wearables via an avatar ecosystem, which includes as Konex avatars. More details on launch in July. It's Brado's, I'm really butchering that name, first metaverse project, and while it's the latest in a long history of collaborations, first for fragrance, reproducing ephemeral items such as skincare and fragrance has presented a quandary in the metaverse, and a few brands have begun interpreting them visually. In March, Estee Lauder created an experience for decentralized Metaverse Fashion Week that invited visitors to claim a POAP to receive a glow, while Clinique recently introduced a partnership with PFP Avatar Collection, non-fungible people. Still not telling us. Up to 2,000 cents. Through NFTs, people can combine two ingredients. Okay, so you're just really using a computer to make your own scent, okay? And then the physical bottles will be produced, individually numbered, and sent through to you. So it's not really a brand, like you can't smell it in the metaverse. But yeah, look,
it's a good start. Yeah,
exactly. You said in the beginning of the show that we're seeing so many big brands come in and interest. And that's exactly right.
Business. I mean, that's cool that they read an article on that.
So what have we got here? Okay, Theo said we're reading too deep. Theo, those weren't signatures.
Really?
I really think that one with the rocket, I really think is a signature. I really, really do.
Mainly because the repetition of that same exact style multiple times. That's the reason I look at it as a signature, because it's basically this exact same style right there, just like, and it's very obvious, like both are just very different than everything else in the photo. But yeah, we totally could be overthinking it. I mean,
do you know there is a way in Google Images to search for photos?
Really?
Do you know that? Yeah,
I know that.
I use it when like a client sends us a picture of a product that I don't know where to source. So let's do this, okay? Let's just take this. I don't think this is going to work because it's got too much background, whatever. It's not clear enough, but we're going to try. Okay, let's get rid of the finger. Actually, some paint. Some good old.
Hold on. Philip, your audio's cutting out again.
Oh no. And now?
Say something again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's still crackly though.
I don't know why. Whenever I open up different programs, let me just quickly let me save this, and then I should be and close it, and then I should be back to normal.
Okay.
Okay, let's try now. How are we doing?
Still sounds the same to me.
Not good.
It's back. It's back. We're good. We're good.
Okay. Is it back? All right. Yeah. All right. Let me know if that happens again. It does seem like this whenever I do a new. All right. Let's go on to google.com. So this is just a good trick anyway.
Type in anything. Too. Like some of the tabs we've already gone through, you know, I feel like that does help my stream. Sometimes it'll lag because I've got too many tabs up. So
it's not a lag issue. It's some sort of interference that happens when I open certain programs. All right, so you just search for anything to get to this menu, and then you click on images. This is just a good trick to know. Then you click on the little camera icon, and you say upload an image. I really don't think this is going to work for this. And let's see if it picks up.
This is going to be crazy,
guys. If this, so it just says a sketch. Yeah, nothing. Hey. But imagine if that had, bro. Honestly, I mean, if I knew what I was doing on the graphic side. Oh, so like, let's just say if I like I've got a picnic set that I did for a client that I know is on my desktop. If I put this in and upload it, it will then show me results for this picnic set. So it shows me that this company sells it, Takealot sells it. He has similar pictures to that picnic set. Here's my company here, pgifts.co.za. So it allows you to search via pictures, and I do use it, and it works quite well with product pictures. So here we go. This is Perkel Promotional Product Specialist, and here's our picnic sets that we can brand with your company logo. So we're a corporate gift company. We only sell to companies. You can't buy like one for your mother, and we do branding on them. Got a massive range. But anyway, that's enough of a shameless plug.
Love it, dude. Love that shit. That's so cool listening to or like seeing what you do outside of NFTs for like a business side. I think that's who made that post? Zark made a post, I think, on Twitter asking people like, hey, like what do you guys do outside of NFTs? Like what are you guys working on? He like kind of talks about a little bit of his business. And so that's actually kind of interesting to hear about.
Yeah. Is my audio okay now? Cool. So do we want to go to the MacBurger site and just see what's going on there to follow it up? I closed that tab. Let's go back to Twitter. I'll share my screen now with you guys. I just want to find MacGoblin. And then I'll share it, and we can go look at the MacGoblin website. But yeah, look, I mean, the fact that it's got us, we've got our viewers asking about it, and we've got us discussing it. Whereas we're not discussing little poop and we all going to die and let's all jump off a cliff together and all the rest of that. I think, it shows that they've definitely got the attention at the moment. Now, we do know that can be short-lived, right?
Yep. Very much so.
All right,
it's possible, like if people who are buying goblins now, like the hype and fun might have only lasted a few weeks. It's possible that it just fucking slowly starts to die out from here and then, flattens out at like 1 or 2 ETH. It's very possible, but it's also possible it maintains. Like we literally have no idea.
Yeah. All right, and they're probably teasing us. I'm going to click here anyway. Roadmap. Does it take you anyway? No. So look here, they've got like an assistant. Hey, Goblin, ask your question. So what do we want to know here? Let's say roadmap. Push enter.
That's so funny.
Yes, road to downtown. Downtown where?
This is so funny. You're like having a conversation with these fucking goblin.
Please
AI.
leave. Please leave.
That's so interesting, bro. You're gonna have to redo this title and something to do with fucking goblins, because we've really dove into this goblin ecosystem. It's actually really interesting to me because I didn't know much about it.
Translation. Yeah, team nothing. So all of these take you nowhere. So they're teasing you again. Into human speak. Interesting, man. But again, I mean, their contracts were seamless. Their minting was seamless. Not their first rodeo for sure. All right. let's carry on. What else have we got here on the news side of things? So I saw this. I thought this was quite interesting. A USA real estate firm puts New York building for sale as an NFT. So
Wait, who
111 on West 24th Street in New York City is available for sale as an NFT. Price tag 15,000 Ethereum. Cade, will you just lend me 14,998 Ethereum?
Yeah, I got you. Let me sell off a couple. I'm actually the Goblin Town deployer, so I can do that for you. I'm coming out. I'm doxing myself. For everyone who's listening, I am the Goblin Town fuck me. You know, but never mind. I had a whole bit that I was going to go into. I messed it up.
Go into it. Go GoblinTown.wtf.
Flipping this up. Okay, everyone, I'm coming out. I'm an NFT YouTuber, but the real alpha here is I am the GoblinTown.wtf founder. It is me. That's why the contract was so flawless. That's why the lore has been so on point. Everything I designed myself. I actually have I don't know if I can release this, but I think I am going to release this. We're actually partnered up with Apple and Facebook and pretty much everybody else. So Goblin Town's probably going to be at, I would say, 700 ETH or so by the end of the day. So I would like everyone to know that I am doxing myself.
I call absolute bullshit. Just there was one mistake you made, and you said it's me by myself. That's the mistake, because there is definitely a team going on here.
That's what you think. But really, the reason that you're wrong is because I actually have a full team doing my YouTube. I am merely the puppet for the YouTube channel. What I'm really working on is the goblins. I've been working on it since September of last year.
All right, you saw.
Could you imagine though if something like that happened? A YouTuber was actually Giancarlo was actually the owner, kind of thing. Like, could you fucking imagine if that's what it was?
How cool. And that's what's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to be a YouTuber. I'm saying when they do come out and say, look, you know, this is one of the founders, it's just going to be like, oh my God. Or it could be like, oh my God. We don't know. But we'll find out sooner or later.
Very true.
Then I don't know if you saw this Mattel to release Cryptoys on the Flow blockchain. So again, like we saw Warner Brothers come out, you know, with their 3D one recently, or they're coming out next week, and now we've got Mattel. I know that Disney has filed a whole lot of trademarks for metaverse related stuff. So yeah, I mean, definitely interesting to see Mattel on board, another big brand, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
Coming into the metaverse, the Cryptoys will join the likes of Top Shots, Ballers, and CryptoKitties. Try say that 10 times fast. To be developed on Flow. So that's quite interesting. And then what else have we got? What else have we got over here? We got USA. Oh, we saw that. Gucci opens a metaverse experience on Roblox. Don't know if you saw this.
Did not know that.
A permanent metaverse experience in Roblox called Gucci Town. This new virtual area will give gamers a chance to relax, play, and admire the company's latest virtual fashion accessories. So there you go. You got a big brand going into the metaverse.
Yeah.
So definitely a lot of interesting stuff. Just a reminder, guys, it is Freestyle Fridays. And what that means is that you can ask us anything you want, and we will try and answer it. So let us know if there's anything.
Anyone who's watching right now, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to Philip's channel, because he's literally on the brink of 2,000 subscribers. I just subscribed to him on my other channel. I have like 20. I don't even know how many Google accounts I have, but I think I have like one other account that I'm already logged into. So I added another subscription. But he's almost at 2,000 subscribers. Let's fucking get him.
I am close. I am close. Let's have a look here. How many am I on?
You're at 1.98, bro. You're literally on. You're within. I mean, I have no idea how. Honestly, subscribers are slowing down. It depends on what kind of video you make. And
1.98. Yeah. So what's that?
Very, very close.
20. Not even. Yeah. All right, guys, come on. It's we should call the show. Get Philip to 2. Everyone's got to call their wives, their moms, and they need to just click subscribe. Just this little thing here, definitely it would be nice. Just a little milestone to get to 2,000, right?
Hell yeah. And actually, if by next week you are at 2,000 subscribers, on next week's episode we'll transfer someone a Colonist NFT that I think is a good long-term hold. So I'll transfer someone. If we get to 2,000, we'll do a transfer or an airdrop.
Wow,
they call it.
That's incredible. If I'm not at 2,000 by next week, something's wrong anyway. Even without the plug, I mean, I can pick up 20 subscribers in a week.
No, man, it's tough, dude. It's tough out there.
It is tough.
I go a lot of days without any subscribers. Yeah.
But Cade, I saw you DM'd on Twitter, YouTube about they haven't monetized you yet. So what's the latest there? Because I saw that they answered straight away, and they answered you on Twitter straight away. Yeah.
They always hit me up on Twitter right away, and then they say, "Hey, we're going to email you," and then it's just a bot email every time. And I'm like, "Oh, great." So basically, they say, "Hey, we're manually accepting everyone for monetization. Bear with us." That's literally what they say every time. And I'm like, okay, well, I've been bearing for 7 months. Like, what are you still doing? And I have no idea, dude. I have no idea. I mean, make out $100 probably at most a month anyway, but it's just kind of like, I want to just get it going so I have it. But
there's an email address that I'm going to send you. Okay. Because like for me it was really pretty simple, and I haven't been doing this long like you. I'm like 5 months in, and for me, when I got to the minimum requirements, I clicked on monetization. I followed the steps. There was a form to fill out. I'm sure you've done all of that, and literally within I think 2.5 weeks, I got an email. Congratulations! Yeah. So once you get that email, there's a dedicated email address that I've used because I needed help in setting up my AdSense account to actually get payment. I'm in South Africa, so they send a postcard. It never arrived, and I needed help, and they were quite good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you that email address, and I think that you'll have a better response. Will you let me know? Will you let all of us know?
Yeah, 100%. Because it's on the. I've checked monetization because I'm like, maybe I missed something, maybe I forgot to do a step, but it literally says pending. We're waiting, and I've emailed back and forth, and they're always just like, yeah, we got it. We're just trying to like get to it, and I'm like, what? So I have no idea. Thank you for that.
No. It's even 2 months, let alone 7, is like no. Yeah. All right. So Theo says, anyone heard of it? Seems like an innovative project. I think people should be aware of. Just clarify for us, Theo, because I've scrolled back. I can't see a previous comment that tells me what we're referring to. So just tell us on the comments what it is, and we'll definitely look into it. Otherwise, Cade, are we allowed to talk about your date?
Oh my God!
He just choked on his water.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny. We were basically. I mean, Seattle is very off and on for weather. You know, some days it's just like rainy as fuck. Some days it's fucking beautiful outside. And I think we were supposed to go. What's today? Today is Friday or Saturday or something. Oh, today's Friday. So we were supposed to go yesterday, but it was raining. And so on Wednesday it was super nice outside. So I texted her. I was like, "Hey, do you want to just go right now?" I was like, in between stuff. I was like, I have a few hours open basically. So I was like, "Hey, do you want to just go get whatever right now?" And she's like, "Yeah, sweet." So we went and we got some kind of like, I don't know what you call it. I guess it would be. Like prepared food, I guess it would be called. Like we went to like this Asian market type deal, and we got like a bunch of random shit. Like the way I love to eat, and I've never been able to do this on dates because I feel like it's like I don't know. In the past, I've never been able to fully be myself on dates because I get nervous. I want to like have them like me or whatever. So I'm not always like, well, let's go like pick something standard or whatever. So this time I was like, whatever, I don't give a fuck anymore, dude. Like I'm a YouTuber, I can do whatever I want. And so I was like, let's like whatever you want to do. So we went to this like Asian marketplace. We walked around, we talked. She knew what fucking NFTs were. She knew what crypto was. She's invested in the market. She like understands the same world I'm in. So like immediately I'm like, okay, that's interesting to me. I've never spoken to anyone on a date where they like even knew what that word was. And so we were talking about that stuff a little bit. We ended up getting like we got like some sashimi. We got some like just Japanese drinks. She was like big into Asian food, which is funny because I'm half Japanese. So like that was lit. We got this like steak and rice bowl thing. We kind of just had like a mukbang style. We had like a whole table with like 8 different just random shit. And so we were just kind of talking about life. She actually went to the same college as me, which is crazy, back in South Carolina, but she's from California. So that's originally how we got connected, because I was like, whoa, we both went to college, and that's actually fucking wild. So she just moved here. She's working at Amazon right down the road. She used to work at Google. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? Like she was like, yeah, I was in the honors class in college also. I'm like, wow, okay, so you're like super smart. It was really good conversation, dude. I haven't had that in a long time, like a good conversation. Usually I'm on a date and by the 20 minutes in, I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. So
did you feel like you guys had known each other for a long time?
No, not really. Actually, that's not really bad. Like we were kind of learning about each other. But it was good. We talked about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I still like have a little bit of like commitment issues. I'm sure just from just being nervous and like moving to the new city and blah blah blah. So I have no idea what to expect. But it was good. I mean, we talked about a lot of things.
I remember my first date with Bianca quite clearly.
Oh wait, hold on. Before you tell that story, your audio's cutting out again.
Oh no, why?
I have no idea.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But it's super crackly. But sometimes it just goes away after a few seconds. So maybe just
because I didn't open anything this time. Is it back? But thanks for letting me know. So I remember the first date with Bianca, and I remember distinctly that feeling like I was catching up with an old friend, even though it was our first date. Like I just wanted to tell her like where I've been the last 30 years, 20 years, whatever I was. I don't even know. Well, I've been married for 13 years, and I'm 39. Geez. So I was 26, and we were dating a couple of years before. So I was about your age. I was about 23, almost exactly. And I remember just both of us just trying to fill each other in. It just felt like I was catching up with an old friend opposed to with a new person. But I mean,
for me,
there's many ways.
I agree. There's tons of ways. And for me, like I don't know. How do I put this? I'm so she was a little bit more nervous and like more nervous, awkward kind of thing. I'm just so comfortable talking. I mean, that's what I fucking do. Like I talk for a living, basically. So like, I'm just very easygoing. So she's a bit more nervous. So, I mean, I think I honestly I have no idea. I don't want to speculate yet. The speculation is a bad idea when you first.
Right, well, keep us posted. But we got to give the question that you got to answer.
I usually try not to say anything about what I do because in my experience, if I was to meet someone and I found out they were like a TikToker or a YouTuber and they're famous, or I'm not even famous, but like if they were doing that as a job, I would be instantly more interested. And I don't know. I usually try and say like, yeah, I make videos or something, but I don't go too deep into it. Plus like fucking NFTs, like they're not even interested in that anyway. So it was interesting that she knew about it and she was interested. Like most girls don't particularly show any interest in anything. They just pretend to be like some kind of queen as if they've like done something with their life. And that's usually like what I've had on dates where it's just like me fighting to get their attention kind of deal. So it's kind of nice to just be like a normal interaction. So most of the time I don't tell people.
She didn't know that you do YouTube?
She knew I do YouTube, but I didn't tell her any. I was just like, yeah, I make videos online. I do some like YouTube stuff, but I didn't say any. I wasn't like, oh, this is like my full-time gig. Like
she would have definitely typed you in then. Once you said that before the date, I reckon.
Wait, hold
on. She would have searched for you.
Oh, I think she may have. I have no idea. I mean, I would.
I think we need to phone her. Cade, we need to phone her and bring her on. I've got a couple of questions.
I mean, we can call her. Let's see what she says. Let's see if she answers. Hold on. Say something. Joking. Your voice is crackling for a second.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it, I guess.
Yeah, it keeps going in and out. That's so weird. It might be like a Wi-Fi thing. Like maybe it's like good connection then low connection. No.
No.
Weird.
Yeah. I'll try to sort it out. I'll look into it further. Hey, Cade, I was joking. I don't know if.
Yeah, I'm not actually
going to do it. First date.
Yeah, no, definitely not going to do that.
Don't. It's not worth it.
No, definitely not worth it.
All right, but keep us posted for sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Should we call it a night?
Yeah, I think we covered a lot of shit. I think we went deep into a couple topics. I think we covered a lot of broad topics too. I think if anyone was watching, they're caught up on fucking everything right now. So we appreciate everyone being here. Make sure you like that video. Make sure you subscribe to his channel because we want to get into 2,000. I want to give away one of my colonists to one of you guys. We're going to give it away on the next stream if we hit 2,000. If we don't, I quit YouTube. So he better be at 2,000.
So, Cade, we got to make this happen, mate. Do a tweet saying you're doing a giveaway and copy the YouTube channel, and I'll do the same in my Discord. I think everyone in my Discord is a subscriber because they found us through YouTube.
Probably.
So I would imagine, but I'll copy that tweet into my Discord also as a giveaway. and let's do it. Okay.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and Philip's going to give away his new
For
name.
sure.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, not financial advice.
No.
Look, everyone's. Yeah.
You know what we should
All right,
do? We
guys,
should
thank you so much for joining us.
We should do a code word. I feel like I do that at the end of my
What's a
videos,
code
so people
word?
look forward to it. It's basically like people who make it to the end. It's like a POAP almost. People are like, I was here at the end. Like I stayed till the end. So I like doing it. It's fun for everybody. Like we should do like a code word of, I don't know, we can manifest something.
And then
Let's
what
manifest
happens when
2000.
they? What happens
Nothing
when they
I just
type
wanna
in a
know.
code word?
It's just
All right.
fun. Like if you connect with the
All
people
right.
who are streaming, you know.
Yeah. But, so what was that thing that we interoperable alpha? What did we say that we should call ourselves? Alpha Meta.
Alpha Meta something. Alpha Meta something.
Oh, hold on.
know.
We got. You think of a word. We got Theo saying I missed something. I've got to find it. Missed my question entirely. So let's scroll up because we asked Theo to clarify. And let's just see. Theo, it says, anyone heard of it yet? Seems like an innovative project. I like people should be aware of. So I don't know.
Let me see if there's
I don't know what project it was.
Yeah, let me see. Sometimes it won't pop up on the stream, but it'll be on the YouTube chat. So
okay, so check it because I'm also scrolling all the way up. Theo. Scrolling all the way up, and I don't see the actual project.
Yeah, Theo, you didn't write anything, bro. Yeah,
Theo, tell us which project.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so Dickon said our code word must be part of our seed phrase. So every week you give one of them, and then whoever's following, boom, there's all my NFTs, right?
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
what's it, 14 weeks.
Code word should be 2,000, so we can manifest this. 2,000 subscribers is the code word. But if you made it to the end and this is like not your first episode of the show, then you should type in OG so we know that this is not your first. Oh God, first date.
First, I like that. First date is. I think it has to be first date. But Theo's given us a word here. U club. Club. All right, let me share my screen again quickly and try to find it. Also, you look on your side because I haven't heard of it. Have you heard of it?
U Club? I have not heard of it. How
also
do you
haven't.
But
YOU Club.
NFT. Okay. Let's see what we got here.
I'm going on to OpenSea to see if it's minted. Theo, is it minted or is it pre-mint, my man? Let us know. U Club. U Club.
Is that one word, U Club?
Why is it not showing? Yeah, one word, U Club.
I'm not finding anything.
My name is you. Collected. Has he created any? No, so this is not it.
I don't think they even have. Oh, here, I found their Twitter. 12.7 thousand followers. Followed by Betty from Deadfellas. Here we go. So this is the project on
Twitter. So then it's probably not launched yet because I can't see it on OpenSea.
You have to type in W0. It's not WO. It's W0.
Okay.
And that's why I couldn't find it. But they have no tweets. Just 12,000 followers somehow. Not a single tweet. They're followed by some big people though. Not sure why. Pasta's following them. We got Hodge. We got Sesh. A lot of people I know follow them. That's weird.
Let's have a look if they here or not. Yeah, they're here with a tick, bro.
Wow.
And that's always a good sign. Join April. Okay, but this is someone's account. It's not a project, but it's got a tick. Key. All right, there we go. I think I got it.
Is that it?
So half an ETH floor, 137 ETH traded, two months. The project is 2 months old. No sales today.
Tweets? There's nothing on their website, bro. Nothing anywhere. It's just literally a project that makes no sense, bro. There's nothing here on their website. Nothing on their Twitter. Is it a rug? Like what? I'm so confused.
No, it can't be a rug. It's holding a half a ETH floor.
Are there sales?
Yeah, but it's holding the floor quite consistently. Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Whoever
in the barest of bears,
who put that? Who was the person who asked that question?
Theo.
Theo. What? Why is this project? I've never heard of them. What's going on? I don't know anything about them.
Says alpha. Theo, give us the alpha.
Tell us,
We don't
bro.
know. You come and tell us. It's
fuck?
like I've
This shit
never heard of this. There's nothing on the website. I'm not saying that that's bad. There's nothing on the Twitter. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know where to start. I can tell you that there's something going on here because it's holding this floor price. Great own account. 460 is a weird number. So maybe they were going for a bit more and closed it. I don't know. I mean, it's very hard.
Very interesting.
Say nothing on their website. Let's double check that.
Or at least on the mobile website, nothing.
U.club. No, there's something here.
There's no scrolling for
something
me.
Here. So he's saying here.
Well, no, Theo, we know it's low key. There's just no information anywhere. There's no Discord. There's no Twitter. There's no website. There's nothing on any of their accounts. It's like, why? Why?
It's interesting. Bro? Well, it's the same as goblins. It's like we have to search. So maybe you know what we'll do. We're gonna make a section of the show on Fridays called what's that guy's name with the monocle? Not Inspector. Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
So we'll call it something Holmes, and we'll like try put two and two together. Hold on a second. So he says paper diamond hands. Artist made a private Twitter community that has, like I said, it's a private Twitter thing. 2,000 people in that. 10K project. I will tweet you guys some more details to help you. All right, cool. Cool, guys.
Also, wait, one last thing before we hop off. This was fun for me. Yeah, last night. So, for those of you who've been following me, I've been trying hard to get Celsius to sponsor me. I'm thinking that may not happen because I looked at the people who are athletes for them, and it's like super famous people are Celsius athletes. So I don't think they're looking for me, especially I'm not even in the fitness world. So this wasn't even intentional, but I made a review on this Quest Nutrition peanut butter cup bar. It's like a protein snack type deal. But it's made by Tom Bilyeu, who's like my favorite person ever. He's got his own NFT project. He's got one of the best podcasts I've ever seen. He's just like a serial entrepreneur. He's like Gary Vee's best. He's like one of the buddies with Gary Vee. So anyways, I made this review for the bar, and I was like planning. Like usually I have like a little format, but I ate it, and I was like completely went off script, and I was like, whoa, this tastes fucking good. And I was like so hyped about it. And like when I watched it back, it was like super. It's like my most authentic review by far because I was so shocked. And immediately bought a whole pack of them on Amazon. And so I made that TikTok and I posted it, and Quest Nutrition saw it, they liked it, and I was like, cool. That usually happens if you make a review for something. Then they followed me on TikTok.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that's interesting to me. Who knows what happened? I sent a message. I was like, hey, if you guys ever need help with anything Web3, I know Tom, who created it's like in Web3. But if you guys need anything help, I have a YouTube channel, so I'm opening up that door. If Quest Nutrition sponsors me, I mean that's not something I really talked about before. But Quest Nutrition is something I have eaten and still do eat, and I have a whole box of their shit because it's like a protein / healthy food alternative, which I'm all about. And I've always been about because I used to be a fitness influencer person. But it did it in the next few months. If I end up working with Quest Nutrition, that's huge because they're a massive fucking brand, like $1 billion company. So who knows?
Good luck with it. Keep doing what you're doing. There's many fish in the sea. Keep doing that with other brands that you'd like to partner with. And it's like a wife one day. The right one will come along at the right time for sure. But keep doing your bit, So keep doing that. Don't wait for anyone. Keep going. Keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubt you'll get the right.
Friends, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly. I sent a thing for not VeeFriends. I sent a job application to VaynerMedia and to Yuga Labs because they're not even hiring for a podcast host. But I basically was like, hey, y'all need a podcast host. Y'all need a podcast. Y'all need something consistent that's content. And I'm that guy for you. I'm the best. I was like, hire me. And so I basically sent something along those lines, but way better, obviously, way more professional. And I had all my resume, LinkedIn, all that stuff. And so I'm looking to see back. I mean, that's not something that I'm like thinking it might work. But if it did work, I wouldn't be really surprised. I would just be like,
but look, if you don't try, you never know. That's the bottom line. 100%. Guys, to everyone who joined us tonight, thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. If you haven't already, go to Cade's YouTube, The JOYAGE Kingdom, like and subscribe. The links are at the bottom of this video. And we look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same place, for another awesome show.
Let's go. A video coming out for me probably in like an hour. So if you go to my channel, new video
go follow
soon.
him. All right.